Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another tutorial. It's me IG and I'm back with a new tutorial. If today is your first time of stopping by, guys, you are welcome. My returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. Thanks for all your support. So guys, I want to DIY this simple party gown. So I want us to DIY it together. I want to show to you guys how I achieved this beautiful gown that you are seeing on the screen. So guys, without wasting much of your time, let us get started. As you can see before me, I've placed my material. I folded it into the front and the back is going to be cut together. So I two having four, that is the front and the back. So I'm quickly going to insert the body measurement. I've done series of videos where I inserted body measurement. So I'm going to insert our body measurement and we're going to start covering it. The drama on this dress is the sleeve. That is the drama. It's just a simple straight gown without that, but fitted, because this is a stretchy material. So now I'm going to insert it and we are going to cover our sleeve because the sleeve is the drama to this dress. So now guys, this is our measurement. So here I placed my tape, is the starting point to 8 inches is the chest line to bust is 10 inches, from the shoulder to the bust point is 10 inches, to the waist is 17, to the hip is 22, and the length of the gown is 20, and the length of the gown is 40 inches plus 1 inch folding, that is 41 inches. I've made them into a straight line. So now this gown that we are making, the measurement of the sleeve is going to start from the center back of your neck to where you want your sleeve to stop. So for me, I want it to be 31 inches because the sleeve is the drama to this dress we are making. So from the center of my back to here is 31 inches. So that is what I did. And I now came down by 1.5 inch as my shoulder slope. And I now mark it from the 3 inches of the neck opening. That is the wideness of the neck. I now connected it to 1.5 inch here, which is the shoulder slope, and I gave it a straight line. And the vertical measurements, I now gave them straight lines. Do you see it? So the next thing now is to determine our horizontal measurement. Remember, this gown is just free. So from the sleeve is the drama. So the sleeve is a flare sleeve that is falling. So I want that sleeve to start from my hip. So now my hip is 22 inches. I came down by 2 inches, making it 24. That is here. So I'm going to also give it a straight mark. Do you see it? So on this 24 inches, I now marked my 31 inches, which is also the length of the sleeve that I'm making. Remember, this sleeve is cut together. So now I'm going to now determine it. So let us insert our horizontal measurement. The chest we are working with is 9.5. 9.5 is 38 divided by 4. You are going to have 9.5. So I added 9.5 plus 2 inches seam allowance, both ease and sewing it together. So on the waist is 34 divided by 4 is going to give you 8.5. So I mark at the 8.5 and I added also the 2 inches allowance that we added. Do you see it? And on the hip that we are working with is 10.5, which is 42 divided by 4. So at only 1 inch I'm going to add at the hip. I don't want the hip to have too much allowance. So I now brought it down to the length where our sleeve is going to start. That is 10.5 here and also 1 inch, which is 11.5. So do you see it, guys? So now this sleeve is going to start from this hip, this point. So now this is what I want to do. This is my sleeve, 31 inches. And here I want it to start from the bust point. That is the bust point. Here is my bust point. Remember my bust point, I'm going to use the measurement of the chest line, which is 9 inches plus the 2 inches, 9.5 plus the 2 inches we added, which is 11.5, which is here. So from here now, I'm going to connect it to this 31 by doing it in this form. Do you see it? So this is our sleeve. So from this point now, I'm going to curve it to the... So now from this chest line, I'm going to connect to the waist. And from the waist, I'm going to connect to the hip. And remember, the down part of it, which is the length, I'm going to also use the measurement of my hip, which is 10.5 plus 1 inch to sew it together. So I'm going to bring it down from the hip and now bring it down to the length. Do you see it, guys? Remember, this is one-sided off-shoulder gown that we are making. This gown is one-sided off-shoulder. So after cutting it open, we are going to open. So now let us cut it out. Now, guys, I have cut out our gown. Do you see it? Like I said, the sleeve is the drama. Do you see how long it is? So that is how I want it to be. So the next thing to do now is just to open it up. Remember, it's one-sided off-shoulder gown. So you open it on this form and determine any side that you want it to be. So now I'm going to, from this point that we marked, remember the wideness of the neck we used was 3 inches, which is going to be 6 inches. But because this is a stretchy material, I'm not going to add too much to it. So on this side, I'm going to come by 3 inches. I'm going to come here by 3 inches. Then I'll connect it to the center. So I'm going to connect it in this form to meet the center point. Do you see it? You can start a little so that when you cut it, it's not what you want. You can also increase the length. So now I'm going to cut it in this form. Do you see it? So now it's one-sided. Do you see it? So the next thing I have to do now is to just place another material under here to cut out my facing. Just take this material, take 2 of it, take the material, just place it in this form and cut out my facing because the front and the back is cut together. Do you see it? I'll cut out my facing. Now, guys, I've cut out the facing. Do you see it? You can decide to use bias, but I want to use facing. So I've cut it out. So the next thing now to take it to the machine, use the facing to turn the front and the back, close the shoulder and also the side because it's cut together. So you just take ½ inch to close all or 1 inch depending on the inches that you left. I'll use it now to close it up. Then I'll come back to see our... Now, guys, this is our gown. Do you see it? So I've used the facing to turn it. Do you see it? And I've joined the panels together, the front and the back together. Do you see our gown? So simple. So I'm going to put it on the mannequin now for us to see the final look. Now, guys, do you see our ready-to-wear gown that we have just DIY? So simple. Like I said, the sleeve is the drama to this gown that we have just DIY. Do you see it? You can call it a bell sleeve, you can call it a flare sleeve, any sleeve of your choice you can call it. Do you see how beautiful it is? Do you see it, guys? If this tutorial has been helpful, don't forget to like, share and comment on my videos. And if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing. Support me to grow this channel. See you in my next video. For now, bye.